Good morning. Alright. I don't know if this is to be continued, just continued. I do want to read weekend energy. I know I wanted to do members this weekend, but I want like a... It's almost like Spirit to explain it like a new start with energy. Let me just find Kessel's birds. She's waiting. So, and then I woke up at 4:56. It's like moving on 227. It's good synchrony.
Kelly Ayotte pushed to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Here comes the sun. I'm trying to call it. Maxi Poo, you're not going outside right now. Come in the morning. Oh, it's pouring. So therapeutic. All right. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's wonderful. All right, good morning. No, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm not sure if you guys are just jumping on. My reason starting fresh on Monday. Like a regimen, routine. There's another word they just gave me. It's all about. I just heard working 95. Huh. Things that make you come home. All right, let's do this. It's 5:15. So I felt like I just feel continued, but I don't know if to be continued, if it's a pause, if it's we didn't finish the read. I mean, to me, we summed up a lot of shit. So, in regards to weekend energy, really not moving. Oh, I guess it's bed. Scratchy. I think I just kind of want words. I almost said words on demand. What is it, like direct TV on demand? Demand TV? Direct TV? Maybe someone's freaking demanding. I don't know. Let's see what we got. That's the first one I saw in there too. Alright, weekend energy, all zodiacs, collective read. Let me just get a few of these energies out. I'm getting like somebody misses you, it's too late to apologize, and then I'm kind of sitting here being like, okay, moving on. Like, what are we going to do with that energy? It doesn't, it's one of those like hiding in the wind. Wind beneath, something beneath the wind. The Band-Aid, the candle burnt out long ago. I don't know. So maybe it's just a turn off. There's nothing about it that interests you when somebody doesn't make an effort into something. Gee, I don't know why that would bother you guys. I mean, that's great. Who doesn't love that? Good morning, babe. Good morning. And for those who don't know, that was complete sarcasm. Weekend energy. Something's obvious. You're already seeing the signs. Who, what, when, why? No. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Get it? Good morning. It's fine. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Do. That deception was in one of the elements. They were all kind of telling a story. I don't remember, and I forgot the timestamp. I remember justice was in all of them, though, now that I'm looking over. Forgiveness. I don't know if you should believe this person or not. Like, is that your justice? I don't know where everybody's at, but when I'm reading like to be continued or just continued, there's not like the best vibe for it. It seems repetitive or a cycle, or I'm hearing awareness. You do have clarity there. Let's get one more. Stairway to heaven. I don't know what that means for everybody, but it's almost pulling me to that, not Michael Myers. It's pulling me to the show with Michael Landry. What was that all about? Like doing good deeds or something? Or crossing people over? But I'm also getting like Stairway to Heaven music up in. I'm also getting pulled to Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith. Who sings Leaving on the Jet Plane? Yeah, so I'll leave the music. That's why I didn't want to mention the music. Cause You notice how that deception card is kind of, good morning, is kind of in the dark over there? I don't know if this is going to be something that will be obvious to you. Are we really taking a bath at 5:30 in the morning, Pumpkin? Where the fuck is your sense of humor? You got laugh. I almost thought that said BDSM. It's the Rebel deck. I don't think I've ever came across anything that said BDSM in bold colors. And then it went from deck.com. I don't know why I just got pulled to that. So maybe if somebody likes that, or maybe you're not into it, or maybe I don't know. You know, daddy beg for your forgiveness, better. Like, I don't think I said anything like that, guys, but somebody here clearly is either watching that type of porn or into you like that, or I don't know what other words there would be, but kind of like same category. But I'm not having like a huge sex vibe here either. Good morning, brother. I feel like it just rained on my head. You do you. All right. Can you go shake your little toe feather elsewhere and not in my coffee? Beautiful. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Here comes the sun. You do you. Yeah, definitely you're feeling something's off. I want to say that came in with one of the weekend reads. You're definitely... I don't think you're trying to change somebody. Somebody could be trying to change you. But with laugh and go do you, it's also telling me don't worry about something here. Or it's not worth worrying about. It's not worth arguing over. It's not... But again, it could be somebody else lying to you. Do I think you're lying to yourself? I don't know. This is the... I want to say there was some type of clarity. I don't know in which reading. It doesn't matter. It's another collective read attached to weekend energy. Where I feel like something was protected with you guys. You, whomever it may be. I do feel like there was some strong clarity coming in. Doesn't always have to be good news, guys. That came out yesterday with the 9 of Wands. Let's get one more for weekend energy. I don't remember what Zodiac had it. And then Judgment. I know one Zodiac had both of those, though. 4 of Wands, 6 of Cups. I knew the past was... I just heard shaking a tail feather. So, shaking something up. Shake it up, baby, now. Three of Wands, that was a strong one in your reads yesterday, too. Weekend energy. Wheel of Fortune, Judgment. Those are some big players. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Live, laugh, love. Isn't that a thing? I feel like somebody has a coffee. I don't know why I I pulled the coffee like Live, Laugh, Love t-shirt, maybe. Just careful with your drinks over the weekend, I'm hearing. Not in the sense of, I just heard ODing. I don't know, peanut butter, I almost don't know, there's feathers in it. And then I almost put it over here to get it out of my way so I could have this corner. And then I was like, oh no, someone could spit in it or pretend to spit in it from the camera. Curse it. Curse my name. Curse. Isn't there a song, something like cursing someone's name? I just got pulled to BDSM again. Again, very strongly, I don't even feel a fucking sexual vibe here. I mean, sometimes that can be, but I do remember in Weekend Read, I did keep mentioning something like someone just wants to fuck, or I don't know, guys. But I do remember saying to some of you guys, all of you guys, whatever this is a big deal though. With Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune too. And I feel like I just put those out wrong. I just did that with those too. Look at the same colors meshing too. I feel like I keep saying two a lot. To the moon and back, Alice. I just got pulled to like a silent read. I wonder if you guys would pick up on energy like that. It'd be weird to do one of those. Like telepathically. If you guys think of a number right now, what would it be? I'll be honest with mine. Good morning. 777 when I just looked up. Weekend energy. Must be love on the way. No. Is you cursing my name? Okay, yeah. It makes me back and forth. We can read. New beginnings. Behind every closed door, a beginning awaits. Seek a new exit. I love how that's green. And then you have a tempting taste. Indulgence opens a door. Moderation keeps it right. Indulge with care. Enjoy forever. Damn. Well, neither of these cards have ever come out. I do like them. Seek new exits in the sense of, I don't know, it's a green door. We never see a green door with an exit sign, so I like that. They're always like red, like caution or exit, so it catches people's eyes more, I guess. I don't know. It's almost like sublime. It's almost like subliminal. You keep cursing my name. Thanks, Angel. But no matter what you do. Behind every closed door, a new beginning awaits. Is this tempting in the sense of like, no? Indulge with care. But this is indulgence opens a door. But kind of all in moderation. So you got two things talking about opening a new door. butter. Dear Lord. You want num-nums? Want breakfast? I got that line to you. It's time for me to heal. Castle. Castle. Don't do it. Castle. Seriously?
Good shit.
Buddy, I know. Where's all your worms? Did we go through all your fucking worms? This can't be a thing. I know. Well, I did put one. Oh, you got one. Okay. Well, clearly freaking blind as a bat. I did put one in here. Holy shit, you already ate it? Really? And you just got another one just like that? You go, boy. Oh, you want me to find them? I can't. Well, I couldn't. I was enjoying you finding those. No fucking, no flocking idea. Alright, well, alright, 3 is better than none until I get you this food. You got plenty of food. I think I'm going to clarify with this one and this one. Just that pull to a deck I don't even have. It's definitely time for something new, but I just told myself, like, I don't need another deck. But it just did pull me to a deck. But I think it was a book. Just something I came across on Amazon. And I don't know if it's linked to the weed cards. For some reason, it's relevant. It made it sound like it was in my cat, but I don't think that was in my cat. I just saw October 8th and 9th. I think I already have that deck. I already have these decks. That's weird. I guess I would take them out of the cart. That's not it either. It's like one of those things when you go to like checkout and people bought these alongside of it. Oh, here it is. It's a book. See, I was right. Metaphysical as fuck. Books previously viewed. I don't ever remember viewing that. See, it does remind me of my weed deck that I just said. So I don't know if it's the same person. Maggie Wilson. Oh, yeah, Maggie Wilson. Oh, so it's probably new. And I did just look at it yesterday, and it probably said, like, add to your deck. But that's a book. And I stopped looking at it. Hi, Angel. And thank you. That's weird, Angel. Thank you is what I meant to say. You're already on Pia. And I did metaphysical, and I just got pulled to the lead cards. So let me pull one of those for you. But I wouldn't read that as a book, though. That's why I think it's strange. So it's probably like one of those promotions. Hey, like join or add this to your collection. What do you want us to know with this deck? Lantern, Mace, Peace. That's not Lantern. That's Lantaki, Mace. That's kind of like the wheel with Grateful. I don't know if you're putting on lipstick for the first time, but she's got a typewriter in front of her. Every time this card comes out with you guys, I always get a different vibe. That's funny. Well, I wouldn't say funny. It's just obvious at this point. It's like having the wheel twice. Happiness. It's almost like repeat, but it's not. Being appreciative for who you are. That's pulling me to Uglies. I don't know what that's about, but Mia was kind of filling me in a little bit with something on Netflix, Uglies, and they all want plastic surgery. I don't fucking know. So maybe somebody thinks they're not good enough. But I'm not getting that vibe either. Well, I did when I just saw that. I just heard, who are you kidding? I don't know why I put this much energy out sometimes on the board. Continued. So that was with that book. This deck was that. So something is continued. And I did not want to write continued. You got the key. Sharp insight, opportunities, hidden potential. Didn't we have 2 doors over here opening too? That key came out a lot. Necromancer, but I'm trying, these cards are so little. I miss the whispers of the dead when mystery is spread. What should have been gone still here remains. So there's something here. I just heard self-sabotage, but I don't think this is self-sabotage. It's just something that maybe was new or a possibility. I'm also getting pulled to business right there. And I'm just getting that love on the brain again. It makes me fucking good. He fucks me so good. It must be love on the brain. Is it though? Or is somebody just looking at you as a fuck? And that came through strong in one of the Zodiacs yesterday. And this is a big judgment call. And I got that same vibe yesterday. So I don't know if some of you are going to repeat cycles or this is karmic and it's going to go. Somebody could think you're like making something up or it's laughable. When I say you do you, and if I say that to other people, it's kind of like one of those things, you know how it's got a list of when women say certain things and what it really means and how a guy interprets it. Like, go have fun, yep. You know, it's something like, it reminds me of something like that. But this, on the other hand, I'm hearing is laughable. So it's like everything I'm saying, I'm like, that's not what I'm getting, and that's what I'm getting. So I don't know what that's all about. And I just get pulled to these like new doors. You got the key. There's signs. I love that you have friendship and protection. Somebody could be befriending you, but I'm not positive, or I want to say, but I don't know, and I don't know why Spirit had me say it like that. Somebody has a lot of regret lying to you. Didn't I say that in the beginning as I was shuffling cards? Like someone feels guilty of how they treated you as something and they miss you. And then I said, well, kind of too bad, so sad, too bad. Like, there's no point, like, in even reading that energy. Slim Shady, please stand up. I don't know if that's like you wanting to call somebody in, or it's like, I just, as a reader personally, would, when I get vibes like that, I don't want to read on that shit. If they come back, when they come back, would it be good if they come? Like, who gives a fuck? Why are we still caring after months and months and months, or years and years and years? Like, that's the vibe I'm getting. Somebody did you dirty. That is for damn sure. It's like, made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. Maybe it is this person that's just like, I'm gonna let her do her, or I'm gonna let him do him, I don't fucking know. Him do him. I'm now gonna pull the Hindu, but I am getting that third party, not the third party, that threesome again. And not like menage a trois, like icky dirty threesome. I didn't get icky dirty threesome yesterday. If you're considering it, I'd be real careful. If this is something you typically do, then, go do you. If this is like an experiment, somebody wants you to open that type of door over the weekend, they want you to indulge, they want to look at you up, because I'm getting pulled to my liquor car and my red deck, sexual magic. It makes me feel something so good. It fucks me so good. Is it love on the brain, or is it lust? It doesn't look like love. It looks like lust. And I don't even feel that sensual vibe. It's just, it's there. But this is like, this one plays games, and this is like sleeping together after everything that went down. It's just kind of like, just go pull the fox and the hound with your cute little fox angel. I did get pulled to Disney the other day. And he fucks me so good. No, it's not love. It's lust. But people can fall in love. I remember having... I said to my friend one time, this is probably like 15 years ago. It's maybe even longer than that. No. Like in between 8 and 12 years. I wasn't with my ex-husband at the time. It was after. And I know how energy works. And if you sleep with somebody, you swap an energy. But I remember going to a house and we were smoking and smoking and smoking on the freaking porch. And I don't usually smoke weed. I usually like edibles or something. Smoking just makes it way different for me. But I remember saying, like, I just realized why people fall in love with how easily it is to fall in love. And this was in regards to a dick, sex. And that kept coming through yesterday. But the way I'm thinking of it today is a different vibe. Oh, shit. And he was the one that wanted me to have a threesome. And I was like, I'm not doing that. It was his lifestyle. And we stayed friends. And he ended up marrying somebody that they used to do stuff like that. She preferred it too. But I don't know, they're divorced now. And this one, I just met him. And I didn't mind. I was like, just do you. It's all good, like, thanks for the heads up. Thanks for telling me early on, versus, balls deep in a feeling. So there is something going on with that. I don't know if somebody thinks they got you glued because of good sex, so all they think about is good sex with you, and they can't get you out of their head, and every time they think about you, it's just sex. That's not healthy either. But it does look like you're going your own way this weekend in regards to something. And you're really thinking about it. Like, I got feelings, but I'm not really sure. But this doesn't feel like you were lying. This feels like somebody from the past. And we knew that past was coming back around this weekend. We had that conversation. Honestly, if you guys haven't watched Weekend Read, you might want to watch that one before this one. Or not necessarily. Your brain can work both ways. Where it actually might be beneficial for you to read this verse and then wait, because then maybe it will click and be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. So that's interesting. I think that's why peanut butter gentle. I think that's why I started this saying continued. I think that's why. Because I always say you might want to go watch that first and come back to this. But now I'm thinking it's the opposite. Watch this verse if you haven't watched Weekend Read. And then as you watch that, this will click for you. And this was continued from Weekend Read. So there's still something more here. And I'm just getting like, who fucks me so good? Love on the brain. Guys, but I feel like it's the complete fucking opposite of that. Lyrics for Love on the Brain, Rihanna. Like it's lust. Don't let someone convince you it's love. You got me like that. God, I haven't heard this song forever. I tried to buy you a pretty heart, but the price was too high, baby. You got me like, oh, you love me when I fall apart, so you could put me together and then throw me against the wall. Just stop loving me, don't quit loving me, just stop loving me. I'm fist fighting the fire just to get close to you. We can burn something, babe. I'll run for miles just to taste you. Must be love on the brain. Can we burn something, babe? Question mark. And I run for miles just to get a taste. Must be love on the brain. I'm feeling this way. No matter what I do, I'm no good without you. I can't get enough. Must be love on the... Well, I don't think this is you. This has to be somebody from your past. Maybe someone blew you off and was like, oh, I'm just doing me. Just do you. You know, so... Again, I know your past is here. But I feel like the meaning behind Love on Your Brain, Rihanna, I'm really getting lust, guys. It's about the highs and lows of a destructive but addictive relationship. That sounds karmic as fuck if you ask me. The highs and lows of a destructive but addictive. Well, addictive and destructive is clearly karma. I know it sounds all sweet and shit, but this is not. And it was when she was with Chris Brown. Wasn't he abusive? Almost like I feel like someone wants to convince you. Like deceptive, dark lyrics. Swinging back and forth, highs and lows of love. Like, I don't know. This feels like somebody else's vibe. I'm not going to lie. Which kind of sucks because I want to read, obviously, what's best for us. because it fucks me so good. You know, but it's unhealthy. So there's definitely an unhealthy situation happening. I don't know if somebody's teasing you. I don't know if somebody's wants you to chase them or vice versa. But I whatever is going on, let me clarify you do you real quick. Whatever's going on, I mean, maybe somebody you're not with them and they did fall in love with you from a while ago. What's this you do you? Because is this like you're over it? Like, go do you? You do you, but it's like I love you. Clarity, solidarity, protection, power. Someone likes you, romance is blurting. But you're like, go do you. So clearly there's something going on here. But that to me, if that's in somebody's head, then you might tell yourself you're falling in love and you're thinking about the past. Is it, do I do this? Do I not? But I feel like it's like a different vibe, like something that was very karmic and maybe you did have great sex, but it was lust. Was there feelings? Maybe. I'm sure there was, but whatever that was a while ago. And that does feel like something new, but it's like, go do you. But this could be you with this person coming back and it's like, I'm all set, go do you. I don't know how it's going to play out for everybody. Back and forth with the messages. So I wouldn't do the whole back and forth shit. You got 2 new doors that can open right now. And the key to open them. You are protected though, so it doesn't mean just because you want that door that that's the one that's going to open. Does that make sense? Hope it makes sense. Or they're basically saying, you know what? Wheel of Fortune's here too with the 9 of Cups. Go do you. But there's something about it where it's like a trap. But not for the good ones. Why am I going back and forth? Yeah, somebody from the past could be masturbating to you. And they said that like it was a secret. Fuck. That's, one of those readings, I don't know what it was, if you guys could remember. It was the whole, someone just wants to fuck, or fuck you, like, someone just wanted to fuck. It's like, almost like a way in, like, I know he or she loves my dick. But I think some of us are smart enough, like, I don't need to fall in love with your dick. Did somebody fall in love with your coochie? Damn, what the fuck is this? Something is toxic as fuck too, guys. And again, like this would be somebody missing you, but they played games. They played Ring Around the Rosie. Too bad, so sad. That's like, you do have an energy missing you. But again, it's like, too bad, so sad. Maybe it's just their karma where now they're seeing all the signs and they fucked up. But I feel like this energy has been out of your life for a while, guys. So to like within a year to a couple months of not seeing somebody or talking to somebody, it's the wheels here. It's like the world in a way, like full circle. But the wheel doesn't always go full circle. So karmically, this person has to sit in this. There was a lot of karma this weekend, guys. And it's very clear there's a lot of karma here, too. And again, you might like somebody, but you're like, go do you. You might pass because your peace, your happiness, your mindset is just, I don't know. Or this is somebody new and you're grateful for a situation. But then I would still think there's something just shady. I'm seeing the shadow. So I don't know if that's shady or shadow. Let's go pull to that. Alice in Wonderland deck, or no, my Halloween one. Oh, where is that one? It should be right here. I haven't used it in a really long time. It's the one where I got pulled to the clock tower. Oh, look at that. It's the first one I picked up. Cardinal. Hidden talents. Wasn't there something here with hidden talents too, right there? Hidden potential. Maybe it's the way you take a cherry stem off a cherry. I'm feeling seductive. I'm not feeling like that's solid. I could be wrong. But this could be a message for you that you're thinking there's something there and there's not something there. And I also said that yesterday, but I don't. I don't know, guys. But it's almost like you're appreciative for things in life or a certain person. This is saying something can bloom. Maybe there's some clarity coming in. But all you want is peace and harmony and laugh. You want a good life. But then you have you do you. So something's telling me something's off. Maybe it's because somebody really does like you and it's throwing them off and they haven't said anything to you, but to you it's fucking shady as shit and you're like, And right after that reading I did yesterday, my dad had said something to me when I went into the garage and I was like, damn. So it might not be a lover or someone intimate. It could just be a masculine. That could be a father figure, an uncle. But I'm not getting that vibe now. But he felt the need to tell me I was a rotten teenager. He says a lot of things where I really forget how shit went. But I do. I remember getting arrested. I think I was almost 18. And he came in. And all the cops knew him. Because he was friends with them too, growing up in Lawrence. I just happened to get pulled over in Lawrence. But I was more pissed with the people I had in my car that didn't tell me. Like, I think one had a gun on them. But I was like, nope, make him fucking leave. He's not picking me up. But I remember fighting with my parents. Like, I'm not going home. I already had my own apartment. And I don't remember lying that I was under 18. So I must have just turned 18. The summer of 69. It wouldn't be 69, but the summer, I'm a July baby. So, and there's always little things like that I forget. I knew I was a complicated teenager, but I did some shitty things. I used to break down his bolt locks just to get like change out of a piggy bank because he stole quarters and half dollars and so I don't know if this is caution. I just talked about a gun, and then he was like, you were dating that motherfucker. You were dating. My dad was he's less prejudiced now, but you're dating that fucking son of a bitch, that, and yada yada. And I was like, still at my age, 47, I'm like, I was not dating. He fucking lived with you? Yep, he needed a place to stay. I did get in a lot of trouble with those two. But I still talk to them here and there. Like, they're still good, but I did get in a lot of trouble with those two. So, but I forget things like that. I don't know. I just grew up and that energy just wasn't around. But I was not a good teenager. I did move out at like 16 with my ex now. I lived with him for a while. I think I met somebody new. I don't know. But then from there, I got my own apartment. In Lawrence, mind you. When I was already in New Hampshire, from a town my parents got me out of, I went right back to it. So there's definitely reminiscing here, and it could be a father figure, a family member. It doesn't have to be romantic. Because there's something here non-romantic too. But I just don't think it's the case. This seems like an ex-lover or something, but I did feel the need to say it. Do not eat that plant. Don't do it. I'm not kidding. No. See you later, Gator. But it was about like lying. But he said something and I did it. It kind of hurt me, but he holds a grudge. Once you fuck him over, that's it. And he was like, you really were rotten to me. And I don't remember that at all. I remember him being there for me when I had breakdowns. So we just remember our childhood differently. Why did I block out my teenage years like that? I don't know. Or were they being blocked from me for a reason? Or did I block them? I remember coming home tripping my fucking balls off one night. And I should not have been fucking driving. And it was like 3 a.m. I walked through the door. He was pissed. He had a shotgun because he thought somebody was breaking in. So I think he was more pissed that it was me knowing he could have shot me. But then they wanted to sit down and have a conversation. And I'm like, I remember being like, I'm not having this conversation with you. I'm fucked up. I'm going to bed. So I don't know if this is like going down memory lane, but I don't feel like I was a bad teenager. But I guess like I just didn't get along with my parents as much as I thought I did. Because I remember I moved out at 16, dropped out of school, got my GED, but dropped out of school, lived with the person at that time, got an apartment in between that before like I met my ex-husband and had a family, and we met at 18. Probably like the end of 18 going into 19. I gave birth at 19. Anywho, that's basically how the house from 16 on, but I think I came back to the house after the apartment didn't work out. I saw a cockroach. That was it. I was out. My parents didn't let me take any of my shit. They threw it all overboard, over the porch. You're not taking this home. They started going through stuff and there was like eggs in it. He's like, no, none of this is coming home. I lost everything after I just put thousands into it. I feel like I'm getting so sidetracked with that story, but this story is relevant in this read for some reason. And then I think within the month I met my ex-husband and he was just picking me up to go to the movies and he met my dad and everything and I never came home. We ended up living with friends from there on out. Like it was an attachment like that. Like I wouldn't even call it a bond. It was almost like an attachment. And I don't know why all that had to come out, but I was not the best teenager. I didn't think it was that bad, but when he started reminding me of shit, I was like, oh yeah, I was not the best teenager. I mean, if my child did all that, I probably would have lost my shit. So I don't know if this has to do with your first love or somebody you were dating in high school, after high school, your kid's mother, your kid's father, somebody now. I don't think this is like all catching up, but we did have all those pages come out yesterday. Page of Wands, Princess of Wands, Princess of Cups. And they're typically pages, but these two decks happen to have princesses. So it could be something going on with a teenager or... And the Six of Cups is reminiscing. I really felt the need to tell you, and that's not even all of it. and like what kind of like upset me. So it could be something else on your brain that you've like neglected. I don't think it was like, hey, Court, you had to see something. But it kind of was like what he said to me next was shocking. And it's just, I want to be like, just let it go. But some people just don't let shit go, guys. And I think he'll end up apologizing for what he said. Because I think he will realize, like, damn, but maybe it was meant to go down like that. Maybe someone's stealing from you and you need to lock your doors. Maybe you're noticing there's a couple things missing here and there, but you really don't know. You could have put it somewhere else or brought it to someone's house. Careful there, because stealing was big. I mean, I didn't steal. No, guys, I did some fucked up shit. That crew that I was hanging around with, they actually broke into our house. And then I was out. I was like, I can't do this anymore. You guys, like, I'm going to get way over my head. And I loved them. They were awesome. They just, damn, me and that crew did a lot of fucked up shit now that I think about it. We did some fucked up shit. And my sister found out about another one. Because I instigated something and asked, like, hey, I just moved in down the hallway. My phone's not working. Do you have, like, the white pages? And then I didn't know the whole story, but then those three rushed in. And stole all his drugs. But then when he was showing people the picture, because he had a picture of me, because I looked familiar to him, or he could have sworn he'd seen me before. Sure as shit, it was one of my sister's friends. And she's like, was this you? And God, she was mad at me for a fucking year. I told her, yeah, it was. And that's when things like really clicked. She's like, I should turn you in. Because he was out for revenge. So I did do some fucked up shit when I was a teenager, guys. This has to do with a teenager. This was either you or you met this person when you were a teenager. There's a teenager giving you a hard time. Is this trauma from a teenager? I don't know what this is. But my dad, what I really wanted to say, like, you got to get past that. Like, I'm not 16 anymore. I'm fucking 47. But some people hold grudges. And it's like, why? I was a teenager. But he did nothing but try to help me. So I can't blame him. But I was pretty bent out of shape with something he had said, which I have a feeling he'll apologize for. He's just stuck in his ways. And I've been having issues with him the last few weeks. I remember saying that to you. Or like whenever I go away, or just kind of ignoring me, and it's just for random fucking reasons. And there's more him had issues with me, not me having issues with him. So I think that conversation the other day, just yesterday, could have helped him, not me. Because for me, it was more upsetting knowing that he was still angry about certain stuff. And I was like, God damn, how the fuck? I'm 47. What? This does have to do with your past, guys. So, somebody you were with, maybe your first love. I need my wristband. And maybe you used to do fucked up things with this person, even at could be the same sex for all I know. But God, I hope he never watches this video because I wouldn't be happy talking about that shit. But I'll just tell you that the part that kind of like hurt me is he was still like, I still don't trust you. I was like, what? Are you serious? He's like, yeah. I was like, God damn. And he did say something a couple weeks ago that upset me. My mom gave me her debit card to put gas in her car. Mia had my car. And I was like, no, I'll pay for it. No big deal. He's like, he gave you the debit card? And then he made a comment. And my mom was like, that was like 30-something years ago. And she kind of laughed about it. But I got that tone as if like he was serious. That's when we started to argue about stuff where shit was off with us. But the fact that he still doesn't trust me is upsetting for me. I'm like, you're still stuck on that. And I was a rotten teenager. And he brought back a lot of memories. But I cannot believe. Like, he said to me, like, you hurt me. And I did not give a fuck when I was a teenager. And this whole time, my own father has been holding that grudge. I never stole again after that. But the fact that I stole when I was 15, 16 years old was enough for him to hold it against me. So you never know what somebody's holding on to, I think is the moral of this fucking reading. So something's got to be a big deal. Somebody's holding on to something. And that was like in the very beginning of the read where I said to you guys, like, it feels like somebody's like missing you. But too bad, so sad. Like, that's what's the point of talking about that as a reader if someone's not coming forward? And that's been coming out for months. So why would I continue to read that? Maybe somebody thought it was lust and it was love, but it doesn't matter. Like, this energy's not doing anything. So what's the point? That's why I'm like, well, maybe you're making your own decision with something here and moving forward, but I don't even think you're thinking about this person anymore. Really, too. You got the mummy with change, with the key, opportunity, hidden potential, and the skull of light, illumination. So there is some clarity here. I was getting pulled to this deck with the skull right there. I don't know. I thought it was very strange that he was still holding on to that shit, guys. 47 years old. I haven't stolen nothing. All I've done is taken care of you and looked out for you. Like, I'm still baffled we had that conversation. That's kind of conditioning, you know. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Whatever that is, you know. It's just how he was raised. You don't do shit like that. I mean, I broke deadbolts off doors just to get change, guys. So it was probably just to piss them off. Because in all reality, where is that change going to get me? Like, I knew the combination of the safe. I knew where his gun was. I knew all that shit. I wasn't that person. So I'm thinking, you know, I just I was doing it intentionally to piss them off. They were strict, and I wasn't having it. God, I'm so glad none of my kids turned out like that. I did some wild shit, guys. Awful shit that I've sat with and have regretted. And it was hanging out with that crew. They all grow up, they learn, I learned. But after my sister found out it was me, I broke her heart too. You know, like that was her friend. I played part in that. All what, to have some weed and some money? Like, I don't even know where my fucking brain was, guys. I'm thinking this is like your teenage love or something. It's but back in the day, like, it wasn't an excuse. We were the last generation. We're out and about, doing our thing. Parents think we're freaking 2 blocks down the road, but we had our bikes and we were 10 miles down the road getting into trouble, you know? Because we had that freedom, whatever direction we chose. But I really do feel like we were the last generation that really, you know, getting on the bikes, going with your friends, neighborhoods. This generation just went to shit with video games. A lot of the reasons why I go camping or take them to the park, like, we were never home when, like, they were little. I made it very clear that we were going to do outdoor things. And in the midst of raising my children, I didn't even think of it as like we were the last generation. I'm just seeing it now as an adult, you know, how things change right in front of you. So I feel this is more about my story for you guys than it is the cards at this point. But they marry, they all mesh. I saw the signs for weeks. My dad was off. He will come down and apologize. He won't tell you what he apologizes for sometimes, but he does do it. He does apologize. But I was in shock. It almost kind of broke my heart. Because he knows I love him so much, but he just still holds that grudge. Like, the fuck? 15, 16 years old. I mean, come on. And it was all around the last full new moon eclipse. All of it started. So everything he projected was in my direction. But again, and I said, he gets weird when I leave. Maybe he thinks, like, are you ever coming back? I don't know what he thinks. But I just felt fucking awful. I just walked away. I could have had more of a conversation, but what was I going to say? You need to get over it? He's just going to get angry. So that's on him. To put the pieces together, like, God, she's right, or I probably hurt her feelings. Like, the fuck? You think? And I know that's on him, though. He is my stepfather, but he was always, dad. My biological parents split. And she left Minnesota because she had to. She left her entire family behind because my dad was not healthy. He wasn't a great man, my biological dad. Needless to say, she met my dad now, which is my stepdad. But my dad, I was very young. I don't even remember. I remember my Nana, which is his mom, from like 3 years old. We had a great upbringing. He was a great person to step in. So maybe he thought he just, I gave you everything, this and that, and this is the way you treat me. So again, it's something with this other person. It's not you. And I didn't think I'd ever share that story. The conversation I just had with my dad yesterday. But I think somebody has you pegged wrong, or somebody's still holding something against you, or you're holding something against them. And then there's new energy here, so I don't know how this is all falling into place. And again, this could be a parental thing happening without us realizing it. And because even when my dad said that a couple weeks ago, my mom was just like, "Are you serious? Did you just say that?" But again, my parents are parents that think that they didn't do good as parents because we went in all different directions and we don't have a fucking PhD in something, you know, like. But I got my morals from them, and that's the most important thing. Value. I value and cherish that because it's just so fucking important. And I did not have morals as a teenager. But when I started having kids, those morals really kicked in. So there's something with you, a teenager, or your kids, teenagers. Something's happening with teenagers here. And so many pages and princes has been coming out, and I haven't really picked up on that. I mean, I have, but not to the point where children were a factor, because I almost think like this is you. You could be reflecting like, I just need peace. I'm not sure. But I knew I was meant to share that story with you because I didn't see it in this reading, but I didn't think I was going to share that story with you. And then it's like the other day, like I didn't think I was going to talk about Charlie either. So you got to let this new phase happen. But there is something here from the past that you could very much be pushing away because it's like, just do you. But this is about having fun, letting the wheel turn. There's a new opportunity, being grateful, things like that. And then this seems to be like some type of interruption. And that's how Scorpio started. And then when I started the second reading of Scorpio, it was the same way. But this feels like a different type of disruption. I don't think this is you lying to somebody and this is time for me to heal now. I think that's somebody else's life. That you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't think you care to know. So it is that vibe of somebody attempting to probably come back around, or it's somebody who would just take something to the grave. And I don't think you're vibing this person like that, but they're vibing you. So again, it has to do with that, the retrograde. The start of the start of the eclipses. So say this is one of my ex trying to project this on me, or this is how they feel about me, a lot of mistakes or whatever the case may be. But then it brought that out in my dad too. Me, I'm just trying to flow. I'm not, I cherish my dad. I'm just shocked. But he felt the need to say something, so that's good. So I know that conversation's probably not over, and I don't want to have a conversation in the sense of like, you can feel the way you have to feel, but I mean, honestly, when I'm going to say you got to get over it, I'd probably fucking punch a wall. You're telling me to get over it? What am I, so it's like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I just heard not bowing down. I would never have to bow down to my dad. So this could be an ex. This is definitely when you were a teenager, guys, but it's here and now too. It could be your first love. It could be, your first interaction with any masculine energy that was a role model. A boss took you under his wings. It's someone saw you all wrong. Someone pegged you all wrong, and I think they're just realizing it now. Or it's like my dad's situation. He's still pegging me all wrong, and he's still holding on to that. He's been passing judgment on it. Like, so what? Every time he feels like he gets close to me, because I feel like we're bonded. But then that side of him can't trust me. That was, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that was shocking to me. It was really upsetting, and I held back. I just kind of walked away. I let it soak in. But that's not on me, guys, to bring up that conversation again, unless, I was like, hey, this is how I really feel, and I'm sorry you feel that way. But what am I going to say? You have to snap out of it? Like, it's not reality? I'm just going to trigger him. So maybe by me kind of walking away, we'll trigger something with him for him to come back towards me and be like, oh, I didn't mean it that way. Which is not what he has to do, but there is a light bulb that has to go off. And then he asked me, like, you getting serious with Charlie? And I'm like, no, we're just kind of exploring. Like, you don't trust me, but you don't want me to leave either? Like, I thought I had abandonment issues. Yeah, and I just love him to death. Like, I would want to live with him the rest of my life and take care of him, even if I was with somebody. Like, my dad's a package deal. So it's not my problem, guys. It's his. And it's not a problem like that. And I hope he doesn't watch this, because he would take it personally. Because I'm talking about him. And if he realizes, like, wow, like, he'd be pissed. He wouldn't talk to me for months. You want to share my personal shit? Like, yeah, I'm telling you. So that's on him. So there's a lot of people probably around you struggling as change is happening for you. And a lot of people around you are waking up to what they had, or how they treated you. They didn't appreciate you. When we found out about my mom thing, the mom situation with stage 4 cancer, and we were definitely there for each other, but then he gets an energy like this, and it goes like, you really hurt me. And I'm like, wow, we're still thinking about that, huh? Ever since the freaking eclipse in April. And we've been talking about family members too. And I knew I was off with my dad, but I just kind of let him do his thing, because there's a lot going on with my mom. Like, it's hard to lose a wife. It's hard for me to lose a mom. Like, so you're dealing with somebody who's been having a hard time here, multiple people, since April, where their life is kind of going to shit and being broken down and put into like different categories. And it was meant to happen that way. Because your change is here. That people already sense the change. And change is not easy for other people. And for some reason, this change seems slow. So that's also telling me that that's a huge deal. Because your life will change. It's almost like it's almost like you're deacon, not deacon. It's your pinnacle. Some of you could be going into your third pinnacle. You have your first pinnacle when you're born. I think it goes into like your 20s. And then your other pinnacle could be like 40 through 60. 20 through 60. I don't know. It's not like, then you have your third pinnacle where 50 or something. And then if you're only meant to live to like 80, it could start before that. Or if you're living till you're 90, it might not start until you're 60. So we all have pinnacles. Some of you, this is definitely going into your second or your third. Castle, that was a cute little swat. You good? Did she little swat you? She swat you. But she didn't use her claws, so that's good, huh? He's like, what the fuck, Ma? You put her right over here in my territory. So this could be a territorial thing. Like, I really am shocked I even talked about that with you guys. It really is a big deal to even bring that up to you guys. So whatever this is, like, it is a big deal. But in the sense of, like, it could be a big deal to them and you don't even know what's happening. But I know this change is yours and it affects people. And I thought it was weird too, like Mia, she was like, when she's like, oh, you're going to try with Charlie? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm just kind of going to maybe try to figure it out. Like, I don't know, like, and she's like, as long as you're happy. And all my kids are like that, as long as you're happy, Mom. But I just find it odd that they keep incorporating him into my life in the midst of this change. And it's like, we just starting to explore. But it's almost like maybe they sense something. Like, well, you have known him for 30 years. Like, I don't know. But as your life is changing, like I said before, your rise is other people's downfall for some reason. But I look at that as like a good thing too, because then that puts them or puts us where it needs to be. So this person can move on, What are the stages of the pentacles, the 3 pentacles within your lifetime? I'll pull my 3 of pentacles. Peanut butter. I gotta word it differently. I'm just gonna do life path. Damn, it just keeps pulling me tarot. Do I gotta go to something neurology? Best $100 I ever spent was neurology, my birth chart. And I still say this to the day. So this isn't picking up on it either. I'm a life path. I'm a 5. It says a free bird. People sometimes like, you're wild or crazy. Like, I just prefer like crazy horse, like not. So if your life path is 1, this is saying you're a leader. 2, harmony seeker. 3, communicator. So it's kind of going by like your zodiacs in a way. 4, busy bee, social life. 5, a free bird. 6, a nurturer. 7, the seeker. 8, the manifesting boss. 9, humanitarian. 11 is 2, life path. So you go back up to 2. 4. Okay, so now this is getting into, I don't want to confuse you guys, but 33/6, it's very rare. Usually it takes a spiritual leader such as Dalai Lama. 33 is ultra nurturing number, focused on reaching the world, uplifting it. It took me a while to even figure out my life path and how you calculate stuff, but I'm telling you, it's the best thing you'll ever do for yourself. I don't know why. Do you guys know what I'm talking about with the whole 3 pentacles in your lifetime? I don't know how else to word it. I just wanted like the age, the separation group, but so you're either in your 2nd pentacle or your 3rd. I don't think I go into my 3rd until I'm 50s. But it also depends on your life path. Some go into it when they're 60s. Everything changes. So this could be like finishing up a pentacle for the next 5 years and preparing for your 3rd pentacle. That would be an example with me. It's like every 20 to 30 years with the pentacles, but sometimes they can go out more depending on your chart and your life path. In destiny, you say like it doesn't change, it's your destiny, but it can be changed. And that's when you think you would step in with fate, but that's not the case. So I feel like your destiny has been changed as well, which would make sense knowing the whole 4D situation, but like this energy changes people forever, whatever this is. Like once my dad comes to terms with something and is like, wow, I can't believe I've been holding this grudge or whatever, like that changes forever. You know, this ex or whoever this is, that changes forever. It was a lesson for them. And they didn't obviously choose you. And I don't think it was about choosing you, but it's their own karma. You know, and they didn't choose right. Maybe to suit other people, who fucking knows. But they're feeling it now. But I feel like you already have a new beginning here. The only thing that is throwing me off is that you do you, because I've said that plenty of times in my lifetime. Like, just do you. So I don't know if you're pushing something away here. But if you are, I feel like it'd be for a legitimate reason. Not because you're scared, not because you're worried. Like, it's just something's off. So maybe you'll say something over the weekend or somebody else will say something over the weekend. Yeah, like, must be love on the brain. Like, but that's not good. It's destructive. It's addictive. Like, who wants to be in a relationship like that? Those type of relationships are ending. And they just said indefinitely. Peanut butter just jumped on my shoulder. And I was telling my mom a funny story. Yeah, see, some of my parents here too. I was telling my mom a funny story about the bird, and it was just chaos. Like, my dad came down, I was going up. He's like, "What's wrong with Sheldon? He's upside down in the thing." I'm like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me." And then the bird was flying around its head. And then I forget what Max did. And I went upstairs and I thought it was kind of funny. And I was telling my mom, and she's like, "Why is he out of the cage?" I'm like, "Are you joking? Like, he shouldn't be in the cage. When he sleeps, he goes in there. That's it. He's a bird. He's free. He doesn't belong in a cage. Nor does he belong in a house. But he is. He came to us." She's like, "You had so many opportunities to let him go." No. He had so many injuries, intentional injuries, so I didn't let him go. Saved him from the hawk. 2 inches away from him. That's a big deal. Spirit saved him from the hawk in all reality, but my mom's like, "You have an excuse for everything." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "It's not an excuse, it's a freaking reason. I love animals. Like, why take that away from me? Doesn't make any sense." I'm like, "You gotta look at it differently, Mom. It's not excuses." I also feel like he came to me and she's like, "You have an excuse for everything," when I said that. And I'm like, it's not a fucking excuse. He had so many fucking injuries. He was prey. If I put him out, I was putting him out to die, and I knew it. And that's why I made the decision not to do it. I said, "I'll keep him for the winter. He can go next year." And then when they said it again, like, all the birds is already left. He doesn't know he needs to fly south, Mom. Why are you giving me a hard time about animals? Always, my whole life. You didn't need another cat. You didn't need a dog. And it's like, why the fuck do you care? And how can you say that? I grew up with fucking multiple cats and dogs. And birds that my mom had. So that's why I'm just like, I don't even understand. Why do you care? You think I want to take on a bird? Especially one that's shitting everywhere? And a wild bird when he deserves to be outside? I'm not an idiot. And I honestly feel like it's good for me. I clean his cage every day. By the time I'm done, my arms hurt. You know, he's definitely ours. Not just mine, he's ours. Especially the history with starlings. From the beginning of time, mankind. They all want to talk about crows and ravens and, sending messages. Well, before crows and ravens, guys, there were starlings. One of the first birds on this planet. And I do want to make them a channel. I do want to be an advocate for that. There's so much technology and shit they can do to cover their fucking crops. Give me a fucking break. But instead you want to put stuff in trees and kill them? Like, they were here before us. Wake the fuck up, people. That's where my brain is. Wake the fuck up. And animals heal me as I heal humanity. I don't need to break that down to my mother or my father. And it still shocks me because I grew up with them. So I don't even get it. But you can't let stuff like that bother you either. So there is something with parents and conditioning and certain things, guys, definitely happening in this reading. But I don't even think like this is your father or your mother. Like, it was just something, maybe because the ancestors came out. I'm not sure. Maybe there's conditioning that's going to break soon. Because the whole point of it is to break it before you leave this earth too, you know? And I think when my mom found out she was diagnosed, she was just like, I just want to, I wonder how many people will go to my funeral. Like, everything was going through her head. Was I a good person? Was I? And I'm like, you got to try to not think about that. But who am I to say that? It's like a life review, right? Especially when you know you're dying, it's got to be torture. You just went from my left shoulder to my right shoulder. I don't know if you heard him crawl on the chair behind me to get to the other shoulder. There's definitely something going on with the parents. But you could just be completely different. You were just that child that, was completely different. But some people could still be following suit. I never followed suit. But we know that about me, And when she was really sick, I told her, like, we're good. I don't want you to have regrets when it comes to us either. Like, we're good. There's nothing, like, I wouldn't say. Like, if there was something I wanted to say before I knew she was going to go, I'd say it. I don't want to be that person where when she's gone, I'm like, I wish I said this. So I basically told her, just so you know, like, we're good. I'll be there to take care of my dad, and never leave him. But that's just me. Like, I would care for my parents. Like, I would have an in-law and my parents would be there. Like, but that's just me. I would live with all my kids and their boyfriends and animals and have a nice little compound. That's me. The more the merrier. Open door. That's the lifestyle I want. Don't be afraid to pop in. Bring some wine. But again, that's me. I was raised like that. Come on in, the door's open. So this is definitely you as a teenager, or it's one of your teenagers going through something. This could be your first love. This could be in regards to high school. I mean, my dad got me into his high school. We lived in New Hampshire, but I went to Shawshene Tech in Barica, Mass, because he was a teacher there. And it took a lot for him to get me in there. And he got me in there. And he got me into Cosmo. Got me what I wanted. And then I quit. I bounced out. So it's almost like I didn't ruin his reputation, but Mingy, he must have apologized to so many people. Like, I'm so sorry. Or, you know what I mean? Like, so there's something going on here with parents. You might not be aware of it. Or you are aware of it, but you don't know what it is. Change is not easy. And I don't even understand why my dad would be like, are you getting serious with Charlie? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know if he's afraid I'm going to leave. Like, it's so, there's some shit going down, guys. With your parents, whether you feel it or not, or something, others of you, this has to do with your ex, but you don't even know it because this person doesn't even want to tell you. And if they did tell you, like, it's either like still some cowardness there or just somebody's going to take something to their grave. It is what it is. They made their choice and they could have chose, other people with judgment, how people would think about you or what they would say. Honestly, I don't think this person's going to reach out this weekend, but we did have that message come in and out of the weekend read. So for some of you, yes. For others, just know that as you move forward, again, very protected, happy life. You got the 9 of Cups there, just peace. You got abundance right there, new opportunities, new doors that can be taken. So don't listen to the conditioning within you either. And you're like, oh shit, I'm just like my parents. Or me saying just like my parents, to me, it wouldn't even be an insult. The only thing I said when I had kids, the only thing I would do differently is dinner. Because what they made, they made. If I didn't eat, I didn't have a choice. I had a peanut butter sandwich. I'd sit at the table and cry. They wouldn't let me leave the table. And for some reason, that stuck with me in my head. And I said, I'll never do that. And I always make different stuff for the kids growing up because they like different shit. But I didn't mind. I was a mom. I'm a nurturer. I enjoyed it. My parents look at it differently. As if I'm doing it wrong. Instead of them looking at it thinking their tactic worked. So there's definitely something here with parents, guys. It's a fucking given. And even if your parents are passed over, I don't know if they're getting ready to like reincarnate. Something's going on where, all right, now you're going to go in the world with this and this and this. I mean, it probably kills my mother too, like knowing she's going to die of cancer. How do you tell your children that? Like, to me, if I had to tell my children something like that, horrifying. But then some people keep things to themselves, and it's pulling me to that funeral when I was telling my dad's friend, like, nobody even knew he was so private that he had a brother or a sister, and all these people started showing up, and we're all like, are you serious? And he didn't tell his one and only child that he was sick and dying. He chose to keep it to himself. He didn't tell anybody. And I think my parents got insulted too, like, I don't think a lot of people got insulted, but he chose the way he wanted to die. So some of you, this is a big deal in your life. With you, your parents, something mentors. And I think it has to do with reincarnation or careful what you wish for or promises, because something is setting you up for your next lifetime right now for some reason, is the vibe I'm getting. So when it comes to you personally, the steps you're now taking affect the next generation. And not even in the sense of like legacy. It's just, maybe it's because it's going on with your parents and you don't even know it, whether they're here or not. And that affects you. Because I heard you're their seed. And I don't typically ever say it like that. And I think that's in a song. Something you may see it. I do think it's a song. I feel like I had a great childhood. My teenage years. Probably like a 4-year span that wasn't great. But after that, I grew. I evolved. What, I don't have a PhD, I didn't go to college, I didn't marry wealth. Like, I don't get it. That's on them. That's on your parents. They project that shit. I never let people project shit onto me. So I am getting like a snappy little attitude here. Not me. Like, I am getting a snappy something. So I don't know what that's about. But whatever this is a big deal. And it has to do with something generational. I don't know if these are the ancestors telling me this. I don't think stuff like this has really ever come out in our reads. I want to say this is the first time I ever felt like we were setting something up for our next lifetime, like right now. Or the parents are setting something up in this lifetime, the next lifetime. But sometimes we choose the same parents, sometimes we don't. But my beliefs, and I do feel like we're all projected, and love is huge, and we needed that love because we needed that vibration for the other planets, for Mother Earth to survive. But I also, like, we are projected people, like, in all reality, in the other world, like, it's so crazy. If love didn't come into play, and we're projected, it's like being a robot without knowing you're a fucking robot. But that love had to happen, that hurt, whatever it is, because the frequency is huge for Mama Earth. Like, a lot of my beliefs changed. Maybe this is a religious thing, and they're like, can't believe. I just heard Satanist. Maybe we were raised that way. I don't know. I am getting a cult vibe, but I don't think it's like people actually grew up in a cult here. Must be love on the brain. But that's a destructive and addictive, codependent something. So don't get tricked. Because to me, it's more lust. There's nothing. Could they have deep feelings for you? Yeah. Will it get anywhere? No. I think it's too late in this lifetime. So I did get the sense of your destiny changing. And you don't change that. The higher ups change that. And if they're altering that, then you're meant to be someone. We're all meant to be someone, but not everybody allows themselves to explore this side. I'll say something and they're like, oh, is that what your crystal ball said? So I don't even bother anymore, but it doesn't faze me. But everything in that book that I wrote down 2 years ago all came to light without me even knowing it. But I don't even like to be the messenger sometimes. Like this type of messenger, yeah. Predictions, no. It's too messy for me. It just feels messy, knowing that I can even do it. Like, I've said shit on my channel where FBI or CIA has contacted me, one or the other. I want to say it was FBI. Knowing how I knew certain knowledge. And it told me not to talk about it, that I was already flagged. The tsunamis. One of the worst tsunamis in Indonesia. I knew that was coming in. We all figured that one out. I just heard world bombing Trade Center again. So I don't know what's going on there, but I feel like there's going to be a replica of that. Just a big fuck you to America. For the first time. You know, it's like, you think you guys are safe? Let's do this again. And it's just a big fuck you from them. So it shows us that we're not as safe as we think we are. And some people are like, oh, we're safe. Oh, okay, sure. Are you Superman? You can make that bomb go in a different direction by raising your hand? You can do that? Great. Please stand up. That's Slim Shady again. Please stand up. Please do. There's something with creatures here, too. I'm getting like with that dolphin or her, like with the mermaid, though. And some mermaids are creepy as fuck. And they make mermaids look like princesses from Disney. But I've seen some on camera and certain stuff. They're creepy fucking looking. But they're meant to help people cross over. That's why they're there. I don't think there's more death in the water than there is on land, guys. There's so many spirits in the water. It's insane. You don't think like all the you would think because of the wars and like certain stuff. Nope, there's more dead people in the ocean than there is on land. Take that one in. And they take away your suffering. So maybe, you know, you get the opportunity to breathe underwater for a minute before they take you. But in a peaceful way, instead of drowning, they take that from you. To me, that would be a beautiful experience. But to us in our head in the Matrix, I don't want to drown. That'd be my worst fear. Drowning in fire. And I do believe in mermaids and all the other things. Absolutely. It's there. It's in history, guys. The only people who don't believe in certain stuff is because they don't want to accept it. But it's history. It's proven. But y'all like, oh, they made that shit up. Not you guys, but just people, you know? And we got to go back to the basics with history. There was no reason to change the alphabet. Just shit like that. Maybe you're dark and light. You're like me. You didn't want to choose. That was a hard decision for me. I still wouldn't choose. Someone kept telling me, you have to choose. I'm not fucking choosing. That's it. How do you work with energy like that? And didn't I say something about in the read the other day? Something very similar? It's like you already chose. Like this one's like, you know, but then you got this one here. Like I already chose. I like them both. I do. I like them both. I'll rock each wing. I do feel like they wanted me more light, but it's like that whole tweaking thing. I think I talked about like being a parent. Typically, when you're meant to be leaders in certain stuff, you don't have children. I think you were very difficult to work with, and they're still kind of working on stuff. It's like a new group of people, I think I said, right? Where they're going to let us do both. There's something going on for sure. And it's like, all right, let's try this. Let them be mothers, let them be fathers, let them think, or let them try that they can have both. Because love will work, love or money, you know, some of the most powerful things and on this earth. And sometimes you don't always, sometimes you choose one or the other. You know, I always chose love over money. Did that benefit my future and my retirement? I can't look at it like that. Because I know I'm plenty comfortable sitting on a tiny ass fucking island chasing my fucking chickens. I know for a fact that would bring me contentment. Could retire for $10,000 in another fucking country and live like a queen. You know, that's where my brain always took me. My parents, oh, what about retirement? This and that. I'm like, I'm not doing this with you guys. Like, they feel like they failed. But that's on them. It's not on us. So there's a whole new generation here, but I think it has to do with us and being the last generation of like going out until the streetlights come on, things like that. And then we have our generation. So now maybe they're going to start having babies. There's a big shift here. And that generation is going to be running this country. So everybody is shifting. So that makes sense. And again, something black and blue, he fucks me so good. Must be love on the... No, it's not. That's not... No. It's not love. I never cracked my knuckles like that. I almost wanted to put boxing gloves on, which I used to love to do. Can't do that anymore for a long time. I do think there's something medical here too, like shifting. I forget what I had. Like my lymph nodes are infected. My Epstein-Barr is way up, sky high. And the woman's like, the nurse is like, well, I didn't talk to the doctor. The doctor didn't see it yet, but this is what it, you know. But I feel like I've had mono, and I've been saying that for 2 months to all the doctors, and they're like, no. And everything that gets pointed to is like the sister disease of lupus, or still waiting on more tests. The Lyme came clean, I knew was. So there's still something healthy. There's a health thing here, too. Like, what direction do you want to go? You want to stick with the addiction? I'm more susceptible to oral cancers, throat cancer, tongue cancer, mouth cancer, because that's the nerve it's attacking. So hopefully it gets cleared up, because your lymph nodes protect your nervous system. In mine, my lymph nodes are swollen in different places they've never been. My body is attacking because the connection is lost. I don't think you lost your connection to spirit. Something is definitely going on here. Or you're about to feel like a loss of a connection, but intentionally. To me, it's like not a bad thing. Here's your chance. I know I've missed the boat quite a few times, and I've kicked myself in the ass over it. I've sat on shit. You've all been with me for a long time. You guys all know that. You see that. But again, it's not me being lazy. It's just the right time for everything, guys. There needs to be an alignment. And it needs to be your alignment. Just because you think you're ready, or just because you think you want, now that you're getting older, you realize it doesn't work that way, right? Same shit when it comes to alignment. You have all these ideas doing that, and people are like, oh, this, that, or you're being lazy, you start something, you don't finish. Like, no. Prepping you for the last 8 years. So ever since this eclipse season in April, it's not going great for other people, but it's kosher for you. You're not tumbling. You're not in that cycle. You finally stepped out of that cycle that you were in for 8 years. You made the choice to. You're not here because you were iffy. You're here because you made a choice. And to me, this is not before you came into the world. This is you made a new choice in this world. Like, I know my purpose is to help humanity. And for a fact it is. I don't get to choose when the puzzle pieces fit. And that can be frustrating. Oh yeah? So there is I don't think there's something out of alignment. You may think there's something out of alignment. But honestly, whatever you step towards next is part of your last pinnacle. And your last pinnacle could last 30 years, 40 years. It depends on your birth number. It depends on your entire chart. You don't just get to pick and like, oh, I think I'm in this pinnacle. No, not necessarily. You could live to be 110 years old and you don't hit your third pinnacle until you're, 90. It depends on your chart. Amongst the whispers of the dead, where mysteries are spread, what should have been gone still here remains. This is and it's like the key. Like it's a big deal. And I've been questioning for days off and on, like, do I want to be in a relationship? I knew I was ready to be in a relationship, but my brain is still like, do I want one? Is it me pushing it away subconsciously, unconsciously? I don't know. Or am I just better off not in a relationship? Maybe they're choosing because I can only have like one. I already have the kids. Like, I don't know. But destiny is shifting for those who are allowing a change to happen. And if you haven't noticed the energies around you, you're going to start noticing the energies around you. And there is an unhealthy relationship here from your past. But this could also be talking about parentals. So I don't know if this read brings you clarity, something's illuminized, because I know it's coming this weekend. And I'm telling you, it's something about cheating or lying. You're going to see it. Might see something like I said on a phone. That came in yesterday's reading. That just felt like it came in out of nowhere again. But I don't know if it's your past. Be careful. You got the 9 of Pentacles, but this talks about obsession. This is like somebody could be masturbating to you. Candle, magic. You got the Chariot, but it's like you don't know which way you want to go. These bowls are going in different directions. This is addictive, but this feels like love on the brain. But this is also 9 of Pentacles is a very strong energy, and with the Chariot moving, like I said, with the car moving here, like that's good. But it's almost like somebody wants to tempt you to stay around. Didn't we have temptation somewhere? Tempting taste. But I think this is someone that's kind of obsessing over you, kind of wants to move forward with you, but they're not. To me, that's something from your past, guys. I don't think that has to do with you. Like, your brain is not there. And if there is deception, there's stuff going around. Like, I don't know if it's coming from the past, because there's a past person here projecting a lot towards you because they're feeling the guilt of their own consequences. I think your energy is more towards something else, but the past is coming in. And sure as shit, the Knight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. But I'm telling you, I used to say that to people, you do you. And when I did that, it's like, no, you do you. I'm all done. 10 of Wands. So it's weighing on you. Maybe you're like, oh, it's great sex, though. I don't know. I don't think so, though. In the Hangman, seeing something differently, changing your perspective. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles. It's like starting something new, but it's like they're offering you a lime. Thanks. What am I going to do? Put that in my Corona? But Corolla is a car. There's something going on with a car here. It could be driving past you. Watching you. I don't know. There's something with a car. Maybe they have a Toyota Corolla. A bandwagon? What's a bandwagon? But in a way, if I don't look at the depiction, it's a good start. It's solid. But something doesn't feel solid. And that could be stirring the pot here with a new energy, you know. I'm firm like that too. If something like 3 of Cups, but that's like, it's like playing, right? If something doesn't feel solid to me, I'll shut that shit down. You're lucky if I would even explain it to you. Because I've done that explaining in the past more than I should have. So I don't even feel the need to do it anymore. You got your own reasons, right? Maybe they're purposely dismissing. I mean, I really don't know what this is for you guys. Could be your own child going through this. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. So it's the direction you're wondering, should I take this path? If I take this path, does this person go with? Or if you take this path, maybe you're moving away from your child's moving. It's a big deal because it's affecting every generation right now. And people don't want to see that. I already see it. And that's why this conversation had to come out. This was also like in the reads with Scorpio. It had nothing to do with the cards. It was the channeling. Oh, you're a tarot reader. Why you think I'm just a tarot reader? The fuck? If you were a tarot reader, don't you think you're more than a tarot reader? Sticks and stones. Chick, sticks and stones. So there is something major happening with you guys. And if something doesn't feel right, you're out, and I don't blame you. Tension, stressed out, migraines, worried. So this could be why you're about to do like, no, you do you. I can't be bothered. Harmony, it's the same thing with peace. Maybe you think you're stepping into drama, arguments, or, you know, but I think this is something just doesn't feel right about something. And you're leaving something behind. And me, my brain, Charlie, for example, my brain would, go do you if something felt off. Because you can't build on something. You can't build something in the beginning and feel like something's off. Then you're not building on the right type of environment, ground. Therefore, there's going to continuously be something. So again, some of you might be like, just go do you for a little while. In regards to what? I don't know. Someone could be saying this to you. And you're like, what? But it brings you peace. Because you're trying to find your peace right now. But I kind of feel like you already have peace. So I don't know what this is that's coming in for you guys. It's definitely something that's going to be on your brain. But remember I kept talking about like the puzzle? Something might not be aligned for you this weekend. And you were hoping it was. I don't know. Or they're pushing away. You're pushing away. That's just an example. Sometimes people come in and out of your life for change to happen. Say I didn't end up with Charlie. There was still a reason for everything that happened. It creates change. It creates movement. So they put people in your path so your energy is moving. So the galaxy can keep you moving. So to me, it's your guides that are keeping you moving. That way you get more attention. They're pulled to your frequency. They're going to want to keep you moving. So your guides are playing a big part here too. I don't think this is a decision you're making from your past. It could be. But I think this is about, if we're going to start, let's start off on solid grounds. I don't want to be in a situation where I don't know. And I said that to you guys, like I said that to Charlie, like I don't do in between. But this could be a job. This could be a thought. Doesn't have to be a person. And again, people can come in and out of your life. So your frequency is moving. If you're not moving and staying in the same spot, your frequency is not catching anyone's attention. So your spirit guides are intentionally doing this move like it's time. But you got to keep moving. Even if you move to another location, you have to keep moving, exploring. That's the only way you get the frequency that they want you to take in. And I just use Charlie as an example, whether I end up with him or not. But my brain already knows I can't start off something that's not solid or feels solid. And I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just giving you an example of movement, frequency. Speak of the devil. Maybe it's a devil. You know what, guys? I don't know. Like, he just hit me up too, and I'm not saying this is our situation. I'm just using this as an example. It could be something new at work, a new project that you thought was going to bring you more happiness than it did. You know, like, this is about frequency, guys. This isn't about another person right now. This is all about you, and you have a lot of energies around you. And every generation right now is going through something in their life. And it's affecting every single generation that is living right now. Well, this is like arguing with your parents, or like something I talked about. Just continue to do you. This could be a message for you. Just do you. Have fun, laugh. You know, like, don't dwell on things. That message can go either way. But there's some major judgment calls happening this weekend. It's just what's in alignment and what's not. And it could be you conflicted, like, oh, I've already been here, done that. I'm not playing this game. But maybe it's not a game. Maybe you just, really, Max? Maybe you just, want peace in your life. And that was saying that too. Like, do I want a relationship? Do I not? Do I want to care about somebody else? Do I want to worry if somebody gets home safe? That's a lot. I don't think people know how big a relationship is. You have to give and take. That's taking on a responsibility. It's taking on another person. That's a big deal. You're sharing energy, frequencies. You kind of have to look at us as a projected image, even though we have that love. But that love was there. So energies move. Hi. You were all over the place, huh, Butter? Max, what are you doing? Fucking A. What are you doing down there? The fuck are you doing? And it's funny. I can feel like in some of you guys' head, it's like, are you going to respond to him? I will in a minute, but I feel like this is more important. If it was a kid, absolutely hands down. But I've said that to you before when it comes to energies. Like, I would choose spirit over a man any fucking day. I trust my belief, my gut, where they want me. That's how kind of independent I can be. And sometimes it's like being that stubborn is not that great, but at the same time, it is. What did I come across with the cats? Did I send it to me? I thought it was fucking great. I was laughing. Yeah, right here. What? The video you tried to open is gone? And I was just, why? Why is it gone?
It's so important.
Each video, it's not letting me look at that one's food, right? And I'm like, let's see what's going on here.
Hi, Bray. Okay, so
I like this little guy.
Why do people have emotional pain on Earth?
It's human emotion. That happens when bad energy collides with human cells.
Oh my God, you're literally blowing my mind right now. So basically, there's negative energy that can circulate into someone's cells.
Yes.
That can cause a bad mood,
Bad reaction.
a bad reaction.
And then it forwards the brain.
So is there anything else that causes negative emotions in humans?
Well, like if something ever bad happens, that can also cause it too. The energy rate kind of sprinkles off and it can go and it can come into.
For those who don't know, that's the mother. And ever since he was little, he would say things to his mother that is like crazy. Like he was sent to this earth to be this person and at a young age. The name of the channel is Kelly Farrow, Ferro, and Bray or Bray. When I only seen a couple of his videos, but I was like, holy shit, this kid. So she put him on YouTube. She got her own channel now.
Quit smoking, quit drinking lots of alcohol if you do.
I don't drink. She won't let me.
I'd be pretty mad.
But I would want to drink anyways, so.
It smells disgusting, so I don't know why adults would like it.
Well, anyhow, I was trying to pop on food. There's something with a cat. So this was the cat video. So I have no idea what's going on because this video is fucking great. It's pulling me to a cat though.
Tour of the property. We did see like a handful of cats here and there. We didn't really think a whole lot of it.
The realtor said they don't really think they can catch the cats. They don't know what they can do. Is it going to be a deal breaker? And I said, no.
I think it was like the first or second day we were here, we went out and fed them. And I was like, oh, there's like 15 cats here. That was a shock when we moved in. I wanted to just start spending a lot of time with them. So I would start just hanging out in my driveway. I would literally sit out there and I would just sit with them. And over time, I kind of started adding stuff. Like I would get some catnip or maybe I'd bring out some toys. Every night I would come home from work and the cats would be in the driveway, like kind of waiting for me. The previous owners, they were feeding the cats, which they were feeding them out in this shed that was not the greatest. It wasn't protecting them from the elements because like it was missing doors and windows. So from there, it was kind of like our thought process was these cats need better shelter and they also need to all get spayed and neutered. We really wanted to create a cat room for these cats. I think we need to get a variety of cat bed sizes, and then we definitely need more bowls. I'm thinking we should get more bowls.
I love when people do stuff like this.
I can't even imagine going outside and not seeing all my cats there anymore. So before, when I was like, oh my gosh, I'm coming home to all these cats, and what am I going to do with them? Now it's just like I look forward to that every day. They just seem so happy, and that just makes us so happy.
2 years later. Cat house. AC and heat. I love stuff like that. I really do. Oh, yeah? Yeah. And again, another thing with animals. You didn't need a dog. You didn't need another cat. It's like, stop. So it's just a whole new chapter, and you might be dealing with people that are struggling, knowing that it's, you know, a new pentacle. It's your new pentacle. It's their last pentacle. Yeah. So this is a major shift, and karma's catching up to people, and it is what it is, and that's what it's meant to do. What goes around comes around. That's a thing. You can't feel bad. You know, you just got to keep doing what it is you do, guys. And it's almost like me saying, like, do I hold myself back sometimes? You know, like, I just feel like if I move forward and I'm happy, that leaves people. Like, I do feel guilty sometimes. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. You can't feel guilty. But you've come accustomed. Take care of my parents. Like, if I was to leave, they wouldn't come. Like, I'd feel guilty. But I have to. It's my life. I still have to live my life. My last pentacle. Like, something is being set up. Whatever you do now until your third pentacle is brand new. The way you think, the people you hang out with. What is this friendship? Yeah? Not enough, frustrated, jealousy, sabotage, the runner, listening to fear. So maybe not enough for you. Separation, sadness, missing you, unsure. Maybe you were really good friends with somebody and they feel like they're not enough and they ran away and they do miss you. And I already said that to you, but I don't think this person's in your life. I don't even know if they belong in your life, to be quite honest. I'm not trying to be harsh, but that's the truth. That's how karma works too. They made their choice. They made their decisions. It's their consequences. You're protected. Spirit might not even allow this person back in your life. Stabbed in the back. So they're protecting you from being stabbed in the back, shocking attacks, heartache. And then Cupid's arrow. Have faith. Love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. They got you. They got your back. So, again, whether this person comes in or not, this isn't about you. And that's why I think I was talking about me and my dad and him holding a grudge and conditioning. And, you know, it's not about me. It's about him. Like, I could have a conversation and be like, I want to talk about this so we can clear it up. But that's on him to realize something and come to me. Because ultimately, I shouldn't be fixing something that I didn't even know was an issue. I can apologize for it, but it's still part of who he is. I can't change that. He needs to change that. Everybody's life going in a new direction. Lonnie got an amazing job. It's just moving, you know? The cycle of life, guys. And this is a huge deal. Judgment's here with the Wheel of Fortune twice. And I have done that. I feel like if I'm happy when everybody else is sad, it's shitty at me. But it's not. Maybe that's one of my lessons. You know? And it's affecting, me moving forward is affecting everybody's energy. And my kids are like, you can be with whoever the frig you want. I just want you happy. You deserve it. Like, I definitely raised my children right. But I think there's fear with my parents in the sense of, well, if she leaves, if she moves out, she does this, you know, her life drastically changes. Where does that leave him? Where does that leave her? It will all work itself out, guys. And this might not even be happening right now, but the alignment is here. So this weekend is a huge deal for everybody on this planet, the way something goes down. This could be person, this could come back and this already happened and they really want to be with you and they love you and they learned their lesson and maybe it took a while. I don't know. Others of you, this is a no. This is spirit protecting you from a friend. They miss you, but it's not enough. It's jealousy, listening to their ego, codependent. It's like love on the brain. It's not love. It's the consequences to what you did and how shit went down. If your life is falling apart right now, I apologize, but it's on you to fix it. It's not me to give you my energy. That's not where our focus needs to be. So spirit is protecting us right now, your ancestors, from heartache, from lies, from whatever's happening. And have faith the right person's coming. It could be a damn fucking cat. It could be a new best friend, guys. Like, that simple. I went away last week and made a new best friend. I told you about it, the guy that works on the ships at the bridge in Maryland and all that. So, it's like I just met a new best friend. There's new people coming into my life. I got pushed to go there for that concert. Want to know why? An awakening. That's why. Music gives me an awakening and it's painful. But I know I'm moving. I had a wrinkle under my chin the other day. Whenever there's a massive change in my life, it's like I don't decline it. It's just wisdom ages you too, but I'm like, oh my God, do I need to use something on my chin? I'm too young. Like, but that's where my brain went. Like, what the fuck? It's almost like that, but it's like, no, you don't have to. Like, something with the matrix, yeah. But I noticed that. Like, my hands aged a little. People could be like, oh, it's just the accident. No. When I move forward in life, I allow a change. It ages me. And sometimes you can look in the mirror, and I remember the first time it aged me and I picked up on it, I was like in fucking shock. And I remember asking it because I had this one person to like rely on, and he kind of broke it down like it's wisdom, it's gifts that are given to you. It ages you. Not that it's going to turn me ugly. Age is beautiful. Aging is beautiful, but you get to that one part of age and you're like, that's a big deal too. So this is definitely preparing for another pentacle, which could be years away, but it's happening now. It's setting you up for your last pentacle. And I did talk about retirement, and the other day I did bring up a retirement party. So whatever this is a big deal, especially if you're in your 40s or older. This next chapter is our last pentacle. And it might not even, I don't think mine's for like another 5 years or something. So, but it's aligning now. And when that shift happens, it's like you're in a person again. It's like shedding snakeskin is what I'm saying. So don't let age be an issue here. Don't be that person where you just want to settle down because you're getting older. Don't be that person either. You're recognizing something, you're dealing with it, whatever the case may be. What is this clarity? Because something is very clear to you this weekend. Talking, interested, conversating, awaiting messages, it arrives, a text. So somebody definitely has something to say to you. You have something to say to somebody. It comes to light. It's like what my dad said yesterday to me, making healthier choices with love in life, self-love, self-care, being happier. There's a lot of authority and independence on your end here. I don't really see it as they're protecting you. I don't see it as you protecting yourself per se. You're making smart moves. Like your brain is out of the matrix. You're not dealing with anything matrix. Especially, I think, if it was to come to a relationship. Take a chance, being strategic, options, not showing their hand, but there's a lot of passion with this illumination. Tense chemistry, liking each other, having fun. So maybe you have someone pegged wrong, I'm not sure. What's this change? Clock. Needs time to heal. Healing process, palm tree, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, flexibility. Must be love on the brain. So what is that? Judgment? I don't know. Maybe you're not used to that type of love. I have no idea. But whatever that is, like, to me, that's not love. It's toxic. And again, you're being protected from that energy. So I think your clarity is more about what's next in your life, or how you're absorbing energy and watching what's surrounding you. Marsha's having a blast at the concert I missed in Kentucky, but when I'm watching her snaps, I'm not really liking the energy. So everything is happening for a reason and rolling in a new direction. And it's bringing me to like teenage year, the conversation I had with you before with like Lonnie losing friends, but you're not really losing friends. Like, that transition just has to be done the way they transition. But there's got to be compassion within that too. When people meet somebody new, it's like stuck like glue. But you have to incorporate everybody else. So that's a message for somebody too. Because you have friends that are jealous and might try to push you away, cock block you. What's the other one? Which is so crazy to me, because I see adults on the board, you know? Life changes. And then the dynamics around you change. And some people, like I said, have a hard time. Example, say I was with Charlie. People are always in and out, staying there. Not a big deal to me. Doors always open. I love that policy. But then there does come times to like privacy, and you got to knock instead of walk in. That affects other people, guys. But it's not our problem. So this is people on the outside. It's not our problem. And that's not us being mean. Life changes. It's supposed to. You're welcome anytime, but the dynamics change a little bit, you know? Bye, Angel. Have a great day. Love you. Thank you for the donation. So, massive change happening around you guys. If you haven't picked up on it, you will. Maybe go to a land or a park that's historical. Because I really want to go to Kentucky, certain lands. Like, I love that I was on the original Woodstock lands when I went to New York last year for that Woodstock concert. I had already had the tickets and everything for the Kentucky. They're already there. I couldn't go. I had to bail out. But I still ended up going to a concert, and I felt like I had to get out of the house. I forced myself to get out. And then I had a massive awakening. So there's land around me, but I feel like the land that I want to venture out to is more like Georgia, certain stuff. I just connect. But I connect to the land in Boston, too, when I go through the old cemeteries. Like, I am connected locally, but sometimes I feel like my connection is somewhere else. And I did talk about land the other day, I think, too. It's important to me. If I was to buy a house, what's on this land? What's the history? I want to know. Because I want to cherish it. I don't want to take it for granted. But that's me. I connect. I sense it. I feel it. That's fucking beautiful to me. So massive shift. And I feel like I've even changed and shifted, not just with my readings, just in general. And that's not my doing. That's the higher ups. They're in charge. Galactic is in charge. Your gods, whoever, not your guides. Your guides are there to guide you, be there, protect you. They're beautiful. But they don't make that decision. That goes way up to Galactic Federation, whatever you want to believe in. We're a projection. That's how they look at us. But that's also how they receive energy. We are the strongest vibing planet. That's why we all come in with love. But you also got to put love into your work. And I love what I do, but I wasn't putting love into my work for a couple of years. That's why I was lost. Like, do I quit? Do I do this? It became too much. The energy was so overwhelming. Where I lost my passion for what it is I do because the same stories would fucking come out. It's like, stop. Every time I try to change it, I want to read something differently. That didn't work either. But all of a sudden, in the last couple months, I read differently. That was given to me. I wasn't seeking it. So it's all about alignment right now. Things are in alignment this weekend and other things are not. At the end of the day, pay attention to... I don't think you can even avoid your thoughts. You're very smart. You're opened up. Like, I even feel like opened up. It's explaining to me like the whole tripping and mushrooms but I never felt so clear. Maybe you're appreciating life more. Maybe you're appreciating Gaia more. Like there's just a shift. But land is important to me. Some people look at it like, I want a nice backyard for the kids and this and that. But are you appreciating your backyard? Guarantee 90% of people are not appreciating the land that they're on. In the sense of it's your serenity, yeah. But are you feeling the vibe? Are you talking to the trees? Are you know what I mean? Like there's a big difference between making your backyard a home and actually appreciating. Not like sit back after work, I built this is great. I get to come home to this. I get to appreciate it. No, you're not connecting the right way. You're not connecting with the land. You're connecting with the fucking objects, the money you put into something. That's not you connecting to land. Hate to break it to you. Walking on your grass barefoot, talking to Mother Earth, appreciating it. Look at that beautiful tree. Yeah, it's shit like that, guys. And then another generation comes and it's all set up and they feel that vibe. That's what I want for my kids too. I'd absolutely live in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I just cherish the land, take care of the land. But I was chose to work with humanity. People don't understand how important this Mother Earth is. It's wild. We worship gods and all this other stuff. Why are we not worshiping the earth, guys? The land we walk on, our own thoughts, our own beliefs, feeling frequency. It would change your life forever. But that's my alarm. I gotta get ready for my MRI. I think it's a beautiful read. And I'm telling you, I have all these cards out and it's not even about the cards. So when it was time for me to shift readings, I couldn't create that shift myself because it wasn't time. Now is the time, clearly. So, and I feel good vibes. It's not like an awful read. Don't look at it like that. It was an important read for you to realize there's a shit ton of energy around you and it's happening to everybody, whether it's You're receiving good karma. It's like the up and down. Some people, receiving the consequences for their actions, and they're going to see how they step into the new world in the sense of where they're going to be placed. We're in the middle of history. It's important. I'll be back later. Members, I said this earlier, I feel like I need a fresh start starting on Monday. I'm going to write a schedule. Working 9 to 5. I don't think I work 9 to 5, but you know what I'm saying. I have a lot. I'm going to have to make a list. Like, there's so much stuff Spirit wants me to do. I have to be very disciplined with this time period. And I think that's a very good message for you guys, too. I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Enjoy your weekend. It's raining and dark, but you know what? It's also cleansing. So it's all about your mindset. I love you too. Bye, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you guys.